Tom Aspinall. You don't really see that anywhere, full stop, but definitely not in the heavyweight division.
No heavyweight moves like him.
No one moves like him, man.
He moves like a 185er.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
But that's crazy.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Tom came out and said, no, I'm not going to rematch him. He's a cheater. Why would I rematch a guy that already cheated, that violated not one of my eyes, but both? I gave him his chance. He chose to cheat. I'm going to move on. If Tom took that stance, which he's not going to do, I'm saying, but for fun, I think he'd have a lot of people that supported him. For some reason, Ciryl has come out of this thing with his hands clean. He's the one that did the poking.
The MMA world is still in shock after the stunning conclusion of UFC 321, a night that saw Tom Aspinall's showdown with Ciryl Gane end in heartbreak and controversy. What was meant to be a defining heavyweight clash turned into one of the most debated moments in recent UFC memory. In the aftermath, voices like Rogan and Daniel Cormier have weighed in, offering raw reactions to what many fans are calling one of the most frustrating finishes the Octagon has seen in years.
Tom Aspinall got poked in the eye on both sides, and unfortunately people booed him. But Ciryl Gane, to that point, was fighting a great first round. Granted, Tom was getting his in too, but it was a good first round. It was competitive, and it looked like we were watching the two best heavyweights in the world. I want to see them fight again as early as December, if we can. I know that November's done. Look at this. He got his fingers in both. And guys,
hey, look at that.
Look at the left eye.
That's so
But he was
bad.
actually, but it was the right eye that was bothering him more.
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
It was the right eye that was,
Yeah.
but look at the left eye.
Yeah.
For them to boo him as if he did not want to fight is crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
crazy.
they might have been booing the result.
Booing the result, but they booed him both. They booed Tom Aspinall. Tom goes, what are you booing me for? And then when they saw the eye poke, they booed him a little less and then booed Ciryl. It was crazy.
I'm just sick to my stomach about all this. The amount of time that Tom has waited
Yeah.
to have his name called undisputed champion.
And laid there on his back until John submitted him. Against the cage, Gane was sat there, not moving, not bucking, not shifting or fighting hands, sitting there like this until John locked up the guillotine on him. I'm very aware of what happened in that fight, and do I wish Tom would have finished him earlier? I do, without resistance. That was the ideal circumstance for Tom Aspinall, was to finish Ciryl Gane with no resistance in the first round. I think we see an overconfident Gane in the rematch, and I think Tom smokes him. But Tom was raging. So there's an emotional aspect to this rematch now that I'm worried about, because I've been looking for Bully Tom to make an appearance for a very long time, you guys. For a very long time, I've been waiting for Bully Tom to make an appearance. And he made the appearance on, what the fuck you guys booing me for? He genuinely made an appearance in the post-fight speech. The fuck you guys booing me for? I got fucking double eye poked. A double eye poke landed. Insane. Crazy. Horrible result for the main event. Worst case scenario. All things come together. It's weird how MMA works, is it not? Dirtiest fighter on the heavyweight roster, Ciryl Gane, constantly cheats every single fight. He's a dirty little French cunt. John Jones is the nemesis of Tom Aspinall.
Okay. Merci. Bonne journée, merci. Faz parte do jogo, acontece.
In the post-fight broadcast, Rogan was left in disbelief as the replays rolled. They showed Ciryl Gane's fingers driving straight into Tom Aspinall's eye, not once, but twice. The second poke was deep enough to cause immediate pain and visible damage. Rogan summed it up perfectly. You could see the entire knuckle vanish. That's not something a fighter can just walk off. Daniel Cormier quickly echoed Rogan's concern, explaining that eye pokes like this can alter a fighter's entire career. Having been inside the cage himself, DC reminded viewers that those questioning why Tom couldn't continue simply don't understand the level of danger that kind of injury brings.
It was really bad how it looks, and he said you can't train your eyeball to be stronger. It is what it is. Protection here and here, but he obviously got no protection because the fingers were straight in. The fight should have been stopped. He couldn't see. It was a foul. He couldn't see. Then you can't fight. You know, if he'd have got knocked out with a head kick next, it would have been worse. I don't know. I And then he said, sometimes when your eyes here like that, it can become displaced and stay there. And they did a few tests on that, and they said it doesn't seem like that. And his vision on the eye, that's the best eye.
The best part about fouling, right, is that it works. So the best thing you can do is like keep your head in the game, and I'll do everything I can to manage.
All that training for that?
Yeah. Don't worry about your.
Trying to be okay, mate.
What is he doing?
The left one was really deep.
Both up.
The left one was really
Both up.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
You got one point before it.
Yeah,
twice before it, you got one for it.
Mike Crispin, he lost his eye. It's just a horrendous thing to think as a parent, really. And I know what it's like these days with people saying what they want, but if it's just your son, and they could lose an eye and their health, and they've got children to look after, you know, something needs doing about it. Yeah, it's horrendous for me to look at that.
Because it went a few minutes. It doesn't mean in any way, shape or form here that Tom Aspinall was struggling. He fucking wasn't. Ciryl Gane's a good technical fighter. He was making it more difficult to catch him. But it wasn't like he was dishing out loads of punishment just because Tom had a bloody nose from a punch. Fucking Floyd Mayweather had a black eye from fucking Deji. A little bit of damage when you're in there throwing big fucking fists at each other is going to happen sometime. It does not reflect the way the fight is actually going. Little bit of blood. When, as long as you can breathe out that nose, you are fine. And it's this context that in the MMA and fight world, people just fucking ignore for some reason.
I saw Tom Aspinall on there land some nasty stuff too. I saw Tom Aspinall throw a high kick. I've never seen him throw a high kick, and it's partly because he's never had to throw a high kick. There are layers to these guys' games that we have to find only when they're fighting someone that not only deserves to be in there with them, but can extend them to a point where they have to use all of their weapons.
I mean, look, DC knows MMA. I'm not going to say he's talking total shit there, but I think if Tom Aspinall is being experimental in there and showing us things that he's not showing us before, I don't think for 1 second it's because I'm going to struggle here. I need to throw a high kick. I've never done that before. I don't think that's in his mind at all. He's so comfortable in there. He is showing more of his skill set that he has said he's been working on in the last year.
Pointed out that once the cornea or retina is damaged, one more strike could it was a moment filled with chaos and confusion. The risk of permanent blindness loomed large, something no fighter, no matter how tough, should ever gamble with. The arena erupted in boos. Commentators were left speechless, and within seconds, the fight was ruled a no contest, plunging the heavyweight division into complete uncertainty. Joe Rogan voiced what everyone was feeling. This was supposed to be Tom Aspinall's night, the night he proved he's the most dangerous man on the planet. And instead, it ended like this. Both Rogan and Cormier then shifted their focus to the moments before the chaos, analyzing how dominant Aspinall looked early on. He came out sharp, fast, and explosive, chopping away with precise low kicks and keeping Gane on the back foot with his signature footwork and elite pressure. It was clear, Tom had come to make a statement.
It was deep. Ciryl Gane was looking so good in that first round. Tom Aspinall's nose was bleeding. Ciryl was landing with that jab. I got a heavyweight. You go in there, and a lot of the times a heavyweight, you see guys not really engage too much because it takes one punch, especially from two big punches like that. And Tom was kind of pushed, like coming forward. Ciryl would land beautiful jabs, circling around. He won that round. Both those guys, for being a heavyweight, can move so well on their feet. God, that was going to be such a sweet fight. And I thought Tom was going to go out there and kind of run through Ciryl. That was going to be a very interesting fight. I mean, I guess running it back makes sense. Post-fight reaction from Tom Aspinall. What the fuck you booing? I'm the one that got poked in the fucking eye. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not the one that fucking poked him. I get it, you're frustrated. I don't think the fans weren't booing at Tom for not continuing. I don't think the fans are booing because, you know, it sucks. It's the main event. You want to see a fight. But every time like a first reaction happens, a nut shot, an eye poke, you don't think it's, all right, it's going to get stopped.
I'm being real now. Both fingers, both of his eyes at once. Was it looking to be a decent scrap compared to a demolition? Yes. But both fingers, both eyes at once.
Is he going to wrestle? Can he compete with Ciryl Gane on his feet for 25 minutes? And I don't get any of those answers, and just like everybody at home, I'm disappointed.
Being poked in the eye is illegal, Brendan, but to fight with one eye is very common. The opponent's trying to hit your eyes, trying to bust up and make your nose bleed. So that part of it does have question for guys like Anthony and I. We're trying to be polite, we're trying to show grace, but in all fairness, you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You got to fight with one eye at times.
It was a significant eye poke. It wasn't like a little scratch.
Yeah.
It was they went in. They were proper eye pokes, and Tom clearly was in a lot of pain. There's people saying online, well, he was saying multiple times, I can't see. If he wanted to continue, he shouldn't be saying that. The reality is, if he can't see,
tell the truth.
If you can't see, you're allowed to say you can't see. People might point at me and say, well, you fought with one eye. Yeah, that was a secret because I shouldn't have been fighting. You know, Tom is the champion of the world. He doesn't want to go out there when his vision is impaired or vision is massively affected and potentially lose a fight that was shaping up to be a difficult fight. Ciryl Gane was on point tonight. He was looking good. We saw the damage on Tom's face. This was not an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination. He didn't want to continue with his vision damaged or not being able to see, so I don't blame him. The crowd were upset. I get that. They were frustrated. They've flown in from other countries. They've spent a lot of money. They've bought tickets, and the fight ends like that. I don't think the frustration was on Tom. I think the crowd was just annoyed at the situation.
But Ciryl Gane remained calm, composed, and methodical. As the rounds unfolded, he began finding his rhythm, landing sharp counters and keeping Aspinall just outside striking distance. Daniel Cormier pointed out that for once, Tom had met an opponent who could match his timing, movement, and distance control. Joe Rogan called it what it was becoming, a technical masterpiece in the making. Both analysts agreed this wasn't a mismatch. It was a high-level chess match between two of the most skilled heavyweights in the world. When the chaos settled, their opinions on the future were clear. Rogan demanded an immediate rematch, insisting that fans deserved closure. You can't let a fight like this end that way. Cormier, meanwhile, said Tom needed time to heal, but once he's back, the UFC must give him every chance to reclaim what was taken from him by pure accident. Rogan also addressed the online criticism, calling it absurd that anyone would question Tom's heart. You can't call a man a quitter when he's literally fighting blind in one eye, he said. Aspinall has proven his toughness countless times. This isn't a man who looks for a way out. It's a man who's waited over a year for his moment, only for it to end like this. Now the question looms large. Will Tom and Gane run it back? Will the UFC make the rematch happen, or will Dana White move the division forward and leave Aspinall waiting once again? Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure. That eye poke will be remembered as one of the most controversial moments in modern heavyweight history. As Rogan said to close the broadcast, this sport can be cruel. Sometimes it's not the punch you see that changes everything. It's the one you never saw coming.